Beware of that sound. And this one. Any questions? Good morning, family and friends, brothers and sisters, all my subs. I want to thank you all for subscribing to me. I appreciate it. It's not expected, but I am grateful and truly blessed. So today, I got my gear out here. It's supposed to rain, so I was going to redo this because, you know, it's been probably at least 4 months this has been up like this, and it's withstood the summer elements. So I want to put it into fall mode and then eventually winter mode. I'm just basically testing this. It's a drop cloth for painting. So I was just testing this to see how long it would last with me treating it myself. The reason I have all this gear, obviously this is my LB with my go bag slash hiking or camping bag. That's got all my sleeping stuff in it and some food. This is a pack I was testing for hiking. I got it down to about 25 or 24 pounds, something like that. And I use this to, when I go out with my family or inexperienced hikers. This is my main one. It's basically a foraging one. I'm going to go into that, but the reason I have extra stuff, I mean, I could go out there with just my knife and a canteen, but the reason I have extra stuff is because I want to make sure that if somebody else needs something, I'm there for them. Okay, and in Hebrews 6:10 it says, God is not unjust. He will not forget your work and the love you have shown him as you've helped his people and continue to help him. And then I want to throw in a Proverbs too. Proverbs 19:17. Whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will repay him for his deeds. Now, in the Bible it talks about all your good deeds. You know, you get jewels in your crown, or you get other crowns and you lay them back at Jesus's feet. It's not what I do, why I do what I do. I do what I do because I care about you people. So quickly, I just want to do a little bit of a inventory on this stuff, because part of going out and camping or you know, hiking is one, to make sure you have the right gear and to make sure that gear works for you, and test all that gear. Okay, this haversack is flimsy at best, but it works right now for me. As you can see, mostly or the first thing you see is gloves. You know, when you're running through different types of forest, you're going to come through thick stuff, you're going to come through into you know, different sticky stuff, stuff that can, you know, put needles in your hands and stuff. So I wear gloves, and every time I get a hole in my gloves I tape them, because that's mostly from burning myself, you know, touching hot pans. You want to have a good compass. Now this is a decent compass. It works. It's got a magnifier on it, so I can start fires. It's got a bezel that turns, so I can realize my azimuth and reverse azimuth. As I forgot last time, I'm following my azimuth to get back. Well, what does that do? It turns me further away. And then I have a crombat. That's mainly for cutting foraging plus protection. Now this goes on my left side, so I have all this stuff right here. and then I have a monocular to see far away. All that stuff is readily close by. Do I need a fire kit right here? No. But I do need a compass right here. And I leave this piece out so I always know my compass is there. Alright, and that's my preference. In here, I have some salve that I made, Blistex, a lighter, and a pencil. Why do I have a pencil? Well, if I need to write something down, I have a Write in the Rain here too. So in here, I have marking tape. Okay, that's so I can mark the trees so I can get back the same way. I never come back the same way though. And then I have a little magnifier to start fires and a Fresno lens to start fires. On this pocket I have a pen, I have a spool of Kevlar cord, I have a mirror, and I haven't taken any of the protective coating off because I haven't had to use it. And then I have a Write in the Rain book, and I keep them very close by. Now this is the pack I go out with experienced people like Jesse. On this side I have a vial of iodine. Now multi-use for that. I can purify water plus, you know, use it for cuts. And it's a 10% iodine, so with my canteen that I carry right here, it's 2 drops for untreated water. Now in here, it's kind of packed because I don't get into it very much. If I do get into it, it's either one of these cards or my book. I got a book on trees and shrubs, and then I've got cards for mushrooms, wild edible plants, and medicinal plants. It's easier to carry the cards than the books, especially if I'm out of cell phone coverage. One of the most important things I have in here is a tourniquet. Okay, and you see people have these, you know, hooked on their LBE vest, whatever. This is actually a mask that if I need to give somebody CPR, I put this over their face, that way I don't get contaminated. Can I stress cordage? Cordage, cordage, cordage. Now, I have a small 5x7 tarp and a, what they call it a bivvy. Life bivvy, but basically it's a glorified emergency blanket. So if you're going to buy that off of Amazon, do not do that. It's a waste of $20. So I also have a couple of bandanas for cotton in here. I don't have the you know, the 10 critical items of survival, but this is my hiking pack, and this is just one part of it. And then I have this tin, and it's not a fire tin, it's a first aid kit, and it's packed with band-aids, large, medium, small, and in the lid, if I can get this big band-aid out of the way, I have a suture kit. Okay, now the trick is to learn how to use it. And I have some Neosporin in here, fingernail clippers, more thread, large gauze, band-aids, because if something really happens, this thing's going to get dumped out. And that's basically my personal first aid kit, personal fact kit, if you will. So I got all this stuff nice and neat and tucked in here. Oh, I'm missing something. Wow, I got all this room. Oh, and this has a whistle on it. Kind of. So you see that the tourniquet's on top because somebody hits an artery by cutting, by doing whatever they do to cut themselves, including myself. I have it right by my side to cut it, and it doesn't take much for me to take this off. If it's on my left side and I can't get to it, I can take it off with my right. The other thing I have on here, or not, is I have a plastic container. The reason I like plastic, and some people might not like it, don't care, this is my preference, is because I put a concoction of liquid IV in here, hydrate and energy, when I'm hiking. Now, my new addition, which I just modified, not the cordage. The cordage is extra because I threw it in there because I was putting lanyards on the knives, is, well, it's easier for me to explain it this way. And so I think I'm going to. This is the other thing I carry on me, and this is movable. This is basically it's a cotton shirt. When stuff starts pulling down on this, I found that it starts, cutting into me, and I don't like that. So I put a cotton shirt, plus I put another emergency blanket in there. So I've got a Mora knife here, a lighter, whistle with beads. You see, I'm redundant stuff because it's always good to have redundancy. What if I lose that pack? I still have a lighter. I always carry a lighter on me out in the woods, just because you never know when you're going to need one. So this also has another carrier on it in case I want to move this over from here to here. Or when I have this, but maybe not that, and they're just clipped on with carabiners, so I can take it off, move it. The other knife I have in here is it's actually a knife and a saw. Typically I leave the saw out because I'm always sawing something. I don't have a big saw here. This is just for getting going and gone, This is what I'm going to be wearing tomorrow when Jesse and I go out. So I have this little pouch on here. I can put my keys on, and then I have a survival watch on here, which some things are good on it, most things aren't, but I could use it for an extra compass. If I lose it, I will not cry, because I did return it once and it didn't work, and I figured I got the second one and put a new battery in it, and the analog clock doesn't work. In my haversack, I've got 4 jars taped up that I think one of them wasn't. Yeah, one of them's not. But I keep them in the bottom in case I find mushrooms, berries, whatever, because I don't want to put them in plastic because they'll get crushed. Now I did a video on this pouch the other day. I got beef jerky in here, extra liquid IV, a protein bar, and some sardines. Plus I could throw my phone in there if I don't want to be tracked. They still may be able to track me, but it's the best thing I've got. In this pocket, I've got a container, 32 ounce. It's got a cup with it. It's got a handle for it. I can take this rubber piece off to burn water, to boil water. So that's one of the main things I didn't have with this. When I was doing a bag drag this morning, I was like, I don't have anything to boil water. That's a problem. So I have a little pouch in here, which I have some wet wipes case anybody needs wet wipes. Basically, I throw a bunch of bags in here, and then I got a pocket on this side where I do have a saw. So I have a saw. I forgot to put a lanyard on that, which is going to be good for that. And then I put lanyards on everything because I don't want to lose my machete. And I've got this on the back side, kind of sticking in the pocket. So lanyard, carabiner. Now, any black carabiner that I have is actually rated for 850 pounds, which is much better than, you know, the cheap ones, 50 pound or 25 pound that you can get at Walmart. Also, I have with me 3 trash bags, 3 drum liners, and some extra foraging bags. The reason I have drum liners, in case we need to make a shelter, we can do that, and we could use that 3x5 tarp. Got emergency blanket. I'm always thinking of other people, and that's what everyone should do. In my world, I put everybody before me. I just, since I've been following God for 11 years, that's just where my heart is. Okay, so I'm always thinking of other people. Now I'm going to pack this up because the reason for this whole thing is because I started getting OCD about this Tuesday, about, can I fit this in here? Do I have this? Do I have that? Do I have this? Can I fit this? Can I fit that? And kind of drove me a little crazy. I should have, in here I have a one of my those things. Shimano. Anyway, I was just thinking that I don't have a good fire kit, like cotton rounds or anything like that. But what I do have on this is this knife actually has a ferrocerium rod here, again on the tether. So I thought I had some of my famous fire starting stuff, but I took it out. Oh, the other thing is I have some red vinegar with some baking soda in here for bee stings or any stings, and of course bug spray. So yeah, my mind just went a little blank because I just realized that I do not have any cotton in here with petroleum jelly. So I'm going to pack this up and go to the next one. All right, so I just realized that I did not put that in there, put the petroleum soaked cotton balls in there, because around my lighter I have tape. If I can make one fire, I can make many, because I can cut up my cotton and make some. I have that tin, excuse me, I can make some char material and then hit it with a ferrocerium rod. So this thing, it weighs, I think, 24 pounds. You see the first thing I have on there, very noticeable, is first aid kit. In this first aid kit, let's see, I took the tourniquet out and put it in my other one. So since I'm going to use that, I only have 2 tourniquets, so somebody has to sacrifice. Most likely, if I'm camping, I'm going to have my side pouch anyway. So in here I have tourniquet, pads, tampons, scissors, gloves, masks, small band-aids, large band-aids, Narcan, and I keep Narcan in there because I lost my stepson to heroin overdose. I have Blistex, hand sanitizer, knife, Neosporin, knuckle band-aids, super glue, liquid skin, and I have large band-aids in there too for bad wounds, and of course another mask performing CPR. So in my company I'm required to be CPR first aid trained, so I can help people. Again, helping people, helping others. Now all I got to do is flip that up. Another saw, socks, gloves again, and fishing / trapping kit. I made those before. Everything is nice and tight in here. I like it tight to my back so it doesn't hurt. No axe. My axe, I have a small axe on the side. I find, since I'm not doing bushcrafting, I find that I don't need an axe all the time. So on the outside I have a small axe. You guys have seen that. Little Work Pro. Tethered, of course. And then I have his brother over on the other side, which is a machete, 2 canteens full of water. Now in the pouches for the canteens, where I used to keep matches and quarters, I keep pills. All right. One of the pills is to make to purify the water. The other pill is to make it taste better. So in here, again, wipes, and then I have a toolkit. I'm real big on modular systems, grab and go. If I need something out of this one, I want to be able to grab and go. So what's in here? What's in this wallet? So this one, first pouch, I have a knife, I have a multi-tool, and a cotton bandana. This one, I have multiple blankets, Blistex, hand sanitizer, a small first aid kit, personal, and there's my needle. I guess I need to sew something up gear wise. Another bandana, a red one, in case I need to signal. This one, I have all my illumination with extra batteries. This one, cordage and room for more cordage. Which reminds me, guess what I didn't have in here? Cordage. So I'm going to throw this in here. You notice this ridge line already has toggles on it. This is the new thing that I've seen a few people. Everybody says it's theirs. Everybody said they came up with it. I just think it's funny. When all actuality, it was probably Dave Canterbury. Here's my fire kit. My petroleum jelly, ferrocerium rod, char material with another ferrocerium rod, and matches. So I want to make sure that I am able to start a fire. And I'm sure I have a lighter in there too. All my lighters I tape, and some of them I put cordage around just to put underneath the the fuel, so I don't go grabbing a lighter, because you know a lot of people will take this and they'll pack it away for months, and then before they go out, they won't even go through it, and then they'll get out in the field and they'll figure out that they have a lighter that is not working. It's kind of hard to duct tape or cotton rounds, like the cotton round I made. I tried to hit with a fire stick last week. It hit me about halfway through the week. Duh, I needed to use a lighter. So in this main pouch, hey look, a lighter. And you see I have this, and it's not even around it. So I have this, I'll show you close up. This is how I do my lighters now. Tape, some cordage, and now it doesn't work. All I got to do is make this loose, and it works. So I have never seen anybody else do this, but you know, I'm sure I'm not the first one. So anyway, another compass, or a compass here, and that's on the outside. No shovels, no digging, canteens. And this right here is a really big pocket that I have bug spray. A little thing, all I have to do is wet and it cools you down. Glow sticks. Another, I think that's a poncho. Yeah, poncho. Emergency blanket. That's what I do. I take care of people. Sunscreen, and then I have all my bottles. So I have iodine in here. I have my salve that I made out of yarrow and plantain. And then I have another jar in here, vinegar, in case we get burned. You know, I used to keep bleach in there, but with all the stuff that I have in here, I don't really need bleach. So this is what I use when I have people with me, because you never know. Like I'm going out next couple of weeks with this guy, my granddaughter and her new boyfriend, who I don't really know. I knew him like 10 years ago or so. But I don't know how he is. Her last boyfriend just couldn't wait to get out of the woods, and that's not how I roll. I stop and I look at things, and check things out, harvest. But I'm not going to go into my go bag now, because that's not what this is about. Because this bag here is for me. It is basically my sleep system. Everything that's not on my LB, it's my sleep system, and it's got food in there. So cooking stuff, you know, and just basically the things I would need to live out in the woods. So this is my gear right now. There's more. Some of it I won't show on YouTube. It's my personal preference. I'm gonna go over this gear when we get out into the woods, set up, because we all need to get out in the woods. We all need to experience what we're gonna experience, possibly. You know, don't forget that 9/11 happened, and there's terrorist organizations, cells that are in the States. Don't forget that China flew balloons across our country and we didn't do anything about it. So China's planning something. Of course, Russia's always planning something. You know, North Korea hates us because we're Americans. You know, Islamic extremists, not all Muslims, Islamic extremists, they don't like us because we are Christians. You know, there's a lot of organizations that don't like us because we're Christians. there's a lot of militias forming that will not stand for what the government does. I am a pacifist. I won't be part of that, but I will defend me and my family and friends. So with that, I'm gonna say God bless you. Take care. Be kind to everyone. Love everyone. Train, train, train. And I'll catch you all on the flip side.